of Chainsaw Man. Are we good to go? We certainly are. Actually quite loud, actually. So, I have returned... Ow. Pull my hair out at the same time. Actually, have returned once again to actually cover some more Chainsaw Man. Where left off last time? Yeah, I mean... That chapter did not happen, I must say. I'm, like, putting it out there. That chapter didn't happen. Like, 79, bro... I live in the reality where 79 got skipped, and it just Aki kind of just left. And went, you know what, lads? Yeah, this is kind of messed up. I'm going, and now he's living his best life somewhere in the world. He didn't die. Denji didn't kill him. Makima's still kind of like not 100% evil, but maybe also 100% evil. Who knows? Still in this universe, but yeah, I mean. I ain't accepting the ending. That's for damn sure. Oh no, that chapter didn't happen. That chapter did not happen. I do not agree. But yeah, I mean, even by the first line of 80, it's kind of like, bruh, why do this to me? Anyway, let's put on Twitter. Actually, go on live. Actually, see what actually happens in this chapter of the Chainsaw Man. This manga actually about to become Chained Unseen Man. Get it? Because the whole entire theory is that Denji actually can see through the chains of Makima, so it's Chainsaw Man. He sees through the chains, so it's Chained Unseen Man, because I don't want to admit that last chapter didn't happen, so I'm rationalizing the fact that I'm out unseeing the rest of this whole entire manga at this point. And there you go. That's what I was trying to say. But I do believe that actually are good to go. So that actually gets shown on the road. So, chapter 80, a dog's feelings. Aki died. He'd apparently saved up a good chunk of money. His will left half to me and the other half to him and his family. Oh my god. My heart's really broken. I used the money to rent a place. The apartment I picked is cramped but has a nice view. Also, me and Power pigged out on good food. I tried ill for the first time and liked it a lot. We bought a bunch of video games and we're playing them non-stop any time we weren't working. Once we got bored of that, we watched movies and stuff. Technically, when you think about it, Denji acquired his first dream. I swear one of his actual dreams was to actually play video games until the actual early hours of the morning with someone and actually fall asleep in their arms. So, theoretically speaking, when you think about it, Denji actually acquired his first dream. I'm gonna go buy ice cream. You want anything? A rice ball with meat. Huh? I killed Aki. What a waste. My head's all jumbled up from the moment I wake up to the moment I fall asleep. No matter what I watch or think about, it all goes to crap. Even good food doesn't taste good anymore. My brain must have turned into crap. Pochita. What are you doing, Denji? Miss Makima. I want a free ice cream. Oh no, your hands are freezing. It's cool. Cold hands aren't gonna kill me. Plus I want ice cream. That's not good. When you're cold physically, you end up feeling down emotionally too. Uh-huh. Denji, stand up. Woof. Good boy. Come over to my place. We'll drink some warm tea together. Well, what's going on here? What's going on here? What's going on here? I mean, the thing with Makima's character is you just don't know anymore, because she just nonchalantly walks into the whole entire thing like nothing's happened. Which I kind of just go, bruh, to, essentially. She's kind of nonchalantly walked into the entire thing. I live on the second and third floors. Uh-huh. Oh, I almost forgot. Are you okay with dogs? Here we are. Okay, I know, I'm home. God. That's right, it's a new person. Isn't that nice? That's Denji. Can you tell him I rough you? I rough you. Rough you? There's black tea and green tea and roasted rice tea. Which do you want? Which do you want? The one that tastes the best. It's probably like an allegory in there somewhere as well for like how many dogs that Makima actually has to actually how many people she controls. It might be a metaphor. Has some tiramisu too. I made it myself. What? Tirawata? Wow, not you, silly. I wasn't calling for you. What? Oh, this one's name is Tiramisu. That's me, I'm Tiramisu. It's kind of crazy seeing her completely like just normal, like not, you know, inherently evil, because it changes how you see her character essentially. You can't ever think that she's actually kind of completely like that's what I'm trying to say. You can't ever think that she's completely evil because she's completely human, but you don't know whether or not it's just to actually get you on her side, essentially. That's the problem with Makima's character. The one you're petting, that's cream puff. Yeesh, that's right, you're getting belly rubs. Aren't you a lucky dog? Aren't you? Yeesh, my creamy has a nice belly. Who wants a doggy treat? This is like the best place in the world. Good. Your hands warmed up. Yes, the best way to warm up cold hands is to touch living things. Miss Makima, thanks a bunch. What for? My brain feels a little better because of you. Yes, you've been through so much. You did a good job surviving. You're a very good boy, Denji. Huh. What? Ah, it's not what it looks like. Yeah! Yeah! Denji, you saved me too. So, do you remember our promise? Huh? Tell me the wish you want me to grant. A dog. I want to be your dog. Yeah, I just don't know. So 23rd of August. It's on a break until yeah. So, cause I believe Bond's this week in Japan, so it's on a break for the remainder of almost August. So, shit, boy. Okay, that's yeah. I don't know. This chapter's weird, like on its own. Oh, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. The chapter's actually really damn good as well. The chapter's really, really damn good. So yeah, right. To actually kind of break this chapter down, this chapter means a lot of different things. Because essentially, you don't necessarily know Makima's actual kind of like... Makima's kind of like, she swooped down, swooped back into the plot. Like in essence, as if nothing's happened. And almost, it's treated as if nothing's happened. We know Aki's died. There's a massive hole put into the whole entirety of the narrative now. Because Aki's dead. But how quickly Makima kind of swooped in, just kind of changed the entire mood, just kind of makes you think that she's actually doing something. Like in essence, how once again the entire thing seems calculated. Like in essence, nothing is manga to this whole entire point now. It seems as if it's actually happening because the narrative actually is kind of saying it has to happen. This is kind of different because I always said in different streams like how characters drive narrative forward, and actually how in other shows narratives drive the characters forward. In this context, it seems as if Makima on her own is driving the entire narrative forward to her own convenience. So she's almost spearheading the entire narrative to actually make everything kind of go her way. So to that end, is making you wonder truly what is she planning, because did was the entire thing of Aki, though we kind of do infer interpret it kind of was the entire thing of Aki purposely done? Because we're still missing the in-between part. The in-between part is still a massive mystery to us because it's never been completely explained. And I kind of believe that's done on purpose. It's done so we don't necessarily think too much about it, but in doing so, we do think about it, because we are thinking about it. We're thinking constantly, why is Makima, though we understand why she's the way she is, because she actually is always in control, but even more so now, like, in essence, how she's able to kind of, like, how she's able to actually kind of, like, drive Denji to actually kind of say that he wants to be her dog. And it's one of those things that makes you wonder why, because Denji's had this whole entire time, after the whole Reze arc, the realization that no one wants him, everyone wants his heart. But now it's almost as if he's actually kind of like 180'd in a way. Though he 180'd beforehand because he became more familial in a way. Like in essence, after the whole entire thing of Reze and the whole entire thing with Hell, he became more of a like kind of familial figure. Like in essence, how Aki almost did him for kind of take on the mantle to actually become like the dad of the whole entirety of the group. How Denji became like the brother and actually kind of did him for help. But now it's kind of seemed like it's 180'd once again, to the point it makes you wonder whether or not it's Makima who's doing it. It basically is that Makima's doing it. But you know what I mean. But then you also then wonder, to what end? Like, to what end does she want Denji? Is it the heart? But then what does she want the heart for? We don't necessarily know, because we understand the actual importance of the Gun Devil. The Gun Devil's, like, importance to the entirety of the world is very much more set in stone. So if someone controls the Gun Devil, they basically are in control of pretty much, like, the biggest threat in the entire world. So then you understand to that degree that if she actually has the Gun Devil under her control, which actually doesn't very seem as if that's the case, what then does she want with Denji? What's the end goal? What's the end goal for Makima's character? That's the overarching thing. There's actually still a mystery to this whole entire plot. Is the idea of actual like Denji's importance towards the entirety of the rest of the plot? Is it that what they're trying to unlock underneath is what they want, essentially, which is actually probably the truth. But what is it essentially? What is it that's underneath that whole entire thing? But it's also very what's also very telling is how much this actual chapter and previous chapter juxtaposed chapter 1 and 2. Because it was made apparent in the last stream that when Denji technically hugs Aki, it's very much more reminiscent of when he hugs Makima for the first time. But it's more different in the sense he actually, in that context, he was gaining something. In this context, he's losing something. But then it's then juxtaposed with when Denji speaks about his one dream, how he dreams about falling asleep, playing games with a girl, eating, and actually then falling asleep in her arms. To a degree, when you think about it, it's been conquered. His dream technically has been conquered because he did in free play, eat, and everything with power. He actually did all those things. So practically speaking, the core of his dream from chapter 1 is actually kind of conquered. But then it's juxtaposed once again with how depressing the entirety of like everything is, which then goes back to how it was portrayed back in the day, and actually how Denji's actual dream of like touching breasts, when he touched Power's breasts, actually found out they actually were not what he thought they were. It then proves you there and then that the actual dream of the MC is meaningless in a way. It's lesser towards the overall plot because it doesn't go anywhere. In essence, it kind of seems as if it's just like it's a means to an end in a way. The MC dream's only there for you to actually kind of get to the end of the plot. If you don't have that in the way, more things will start to happen. And I'm guessing, to a degree, maybe this is the exact same thing. Like in essence, how Fujimoto is juxtaposing chapter 1 and 2 with 79 and 80 is to kind of prove once again that the MC dream is nothing, essentially. Like the shonen MC dream is nothing. It's a means to an end because technically speaking, what does it give you? It gives you a sense of hollow victory in a way. In this plot, more specifically, it's a hollow victory because when you think about it, has anyone won? No one's won at all. Everyone's kind of like everyone's just kind of depressed. Yeah, and it's more depressing when you think about the will that Aki left as well. It was that whole entire thing. It was just kind of like it was horrible because the poor boy actually kind of left half and half to Denji and everyone else, and actually then half to Himeno's family as well. And it kind of proves to you there and then, like, the familial mantle that Aki kind of took on after the entirety of, like, the plot started to progress. And it's actually depressing the eventual outcome of his whole entire character, then juxtaposed with what they were doing with with his childhood as well. All those things kind of coexist, actually kind of create this mood that was very different to actually what it's truly like to actually kind of fight someone of, like, that's on the same, not the same level, but same kind of emotional level as you, in a way. It was depressing. Probably one of the more depressing kind of fights I've actually seen in the shonen manga in a very long time. I've seen some depressing fights in my time. But yeah, I guess the actual overall thing now is, what does this mean? Like, he's wants to become Makima's dog. Is that what she wants? I'm guessing it probably is. That's what she actually is. She desires him to become his dog. For him to become her dog. My brain is literally stopping. So yeah, I imagine this has to kind of, as I said last stream, this is almost like a new beginning. Like how I said, like, if you take the more biblical aspects of this manga, actually does him very kind of exhibit, because it does, like, the whole entire shot with him actually getting the blood from everyone else is very biblical. But if you take the more biblical aspects of this whole entire manga into account, you could in theory interpret this whole entire thing to be a new testament of his whole entire storyline. In essence, it's the change, because as we know, there's always that point in the manga where the character kind of goes through that change. In essence, the change that Denji goes through is killing off the person he cares about most, in a way. So now it's one of those things that you have to wonder, where does this all lead towards? Where's it all going towards? Where do we go from here, essentially? Because there's no clear like path, if you get what I mean. Like in other mangas, there's paths that the manga tends to go down, and in essence, probably as time goes on, then forks begin to actually kind of show, and it kind of makes you go, whoo. But with Chainsaw Man, there's no sense of, like, but it's not to the detriment of the entire manga. It's done on purpose. Like, in essence, you're kind of wondering where it's all going to go, but you can't predict it. So when it actually happens, like, oh shit. So that's what Fujimoto's actually trying to do. He's trying to constantly catch you off guard. So the entirety of this manga going forward, it's gonna be wildly unpredictable, because you're just not gonna know what's gonna happen next, and because of it, you're gonna be like, how's this all gonna progress? Where's it all gonna go towards? And actually now it's more or less like that all the time. It's more or less constantly making you wonder, where's this all gonna lead towards? Who's gonna survive this whole entire, like, arc? Who? Because we know Power has to die as well. That was in Future Devil's actual kind of like predictions. So how's that whole entire thing come about? I don't know, but who knows? That's the major thing. But I like what this manga is actually doing now. It's actually going down a very interesting route that I'm actually enjoying. So I can't wait to see what else this actual manga does. So yeah, that will do it for here for today. I actually hope you actually have enjoyed the whole entire stream. Actually have been doing free. Leave a follow on Twitch, because indeed it's been quite a bit. Actually have then enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube and doing free. Leave a like, because indeed that's something quite a bit. Actually have then enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube and doing free. Leave a sub as well, because both of you help me quite a lot. Actually have then enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube and doing free. Leave a follow on Twitter, or join Discord as well, because both of you help me quite a lot, and both of them tell you when streams go live and any other streams I do as well. But until next time, we're at 81 on the end of August of Chainsaw Man. See you guys later. Bye for now.